I will brief, time is constrained, 15 minutes only. This will take around 10 minutes. And you can ask questions whenever you want. The general data I am sharing, you can just go to the first slide. Like our Hyderabad. So many square kilometers, and we receive around so many, some cubic meters per annum. And you are all aware, 90% of the rainwater will just pass through our city. And right now the present percolation rate is, they say around 5%, 3 to 5%. And which is also slowly decreasing due to rapid urbanization, lot of huge buildings coming up in city and around the city. And unfortunately, the builders, there are very huge buildings are coming up, world class. But so far to our visits, they are not doing to the best. Technology is improving the quality, the products. They are getting the most available, first class things available in the world. But towards rainwater harvesting, they are keeping the same which was 20 years back or 15 years back. And even the people, they think it's only rainwater harvesting means dig a small pit, whatever size available, put some stones into it. That's all. It starts working. And we are promoting since more than 10 years. We have gone around Chennai, Delhi, Bangalore, and Hyderabad. This needs a little different method because ours is the Deccan Plateau, and mostly it's sheet rock, boulders, and there's a less possibility of percolating the available water, like this campus, 2 acres, which can receive around 60 lakh liters per annum or average rainfall. Is it possible? Can we harvest that much water? At the maximum, not the entire water. So what are the challenges which we'll have in Hyderabad particularly? And people are thinking of rainwater harvesting only after staying in that apartment for some years, 5 years or 6 years. Once the problem comes, then they think they look for the solutions. But actually the ideal planning or going for it during the construction, then 100% is possible for a pakka, 100% efficient structure, and everything is available, money, men, material. Planning after 5 years, not possible because everything has come up, roads, parking, drainage lines, power cables. You cannot. And you have to pool separate money for that. Some people will agree, may not agree. And that keeps postponing year to year. And finally, people will end up not doing at all. They better think of buying a tanker only. And you can see tankers 2 years back, it required some recommendation from the MP and MLS to get tankers. It was 2 years back. And the business was 50 lakhs per day in city, in around city. Tankers business, everyday business. So we have done at some places where they are able to reduce, and some places they are able to completely cut down their tanker requirement. No tanker is coming so far, since 3 years, wherever we have done. And they are saving huge revenue. Some places they are saving, like NIFT, 50 lakhs per annum they are saving. So, a few slides I will share now. Next slide. See, these are some of them. You can just see that this. The source is, normally in Hyderabad, this is the source, the rooftop. And per 100 square meters, 60,000 liters is available for you in a year. Average rainfall, as per average rainfall. And the last rain, if you remember, sudden rain it was, maybe 1 month back or 35 days back. It was around close to 10% of the annual rainfall, it has fallen in just 45 minutes. Can we? Is there any possibility, can we hold that water, that much water into the ground? So normal pits, not possible. It cannot take that much, it cannot accommodate. It will release, it will go out only. So still how can we hold that much water? What are the possibilities? And the second is, that is the source, that's the potential available. Second is the outlets which allows to come down onto the floor. And third is where we can do it. Fourth is what's the method. So these are the four, that's the feasibility we take wherever we go to the site. Next. This we have done, NIFT, it's in Madhapur High-Tech City. It's a 10 acres campus. So that building, one huge building, has 3,500 square meters. So close to 1 acre. So assured water is around 30 lakhs per annum, which is falling on the roof. That's all coming to one single place. You can see that that big pillar. So there's like some like open place. There earlier water used to stay for 8 days. Once the rainfall comes, and third day they used to pump out because water stays staying for more than 3-4 days. Mosquitoes are it. And there one old bore is there, around 190 feet. We flushed it. And the second bore also, it is after that they have gone for a new bore well. The first bore we used to allow that percolate. Flushing means nothing was there. It was some silt was deposited. And the excess water used to go to the second bore, doing some baffles where silt and leaves will be arrested there. It took only 1.5 days to percolate. Earlier some 7-8 days it should take. Second slide. That is the baffles we have done, we have built, where silt, wind dust on the rooftop will be arrested. Only water will enter that. Fresh water only will go into it. And that's the right side slide is the second building. It's a working borewell. Half of the portion of that building will keep on entering the structure. It's a working borewell. Whenever the rain comes, it will keep joining the ground. The result of is in a year, 15 tankers per day they require. Big, huge tankers, not small tankers. It has come down to 8 in 1 year. In the second year, it has come to 0. Till there, no tanker is coming into the premises. So they are saving 50 lakh rupees per annum. 50 lakh rupees per annum. So no tankers are coming into the premises, no tankers are roaming around. So this is that one we have done. And there are 4 such structures. So, next. This is one more. One more Nature Cure Hospital. It also has 10 acres. And GHMC has asked us to give a model. Then I selected this. Out of 10 acres, 2 acres we have taken because there I found 2 borewells abandoned. Each borewell 1,000 feet around. 1,000 feet means it is around 1,90,000, the cost now. Around 2 lakhs it will be, if you go for 1,000 feet. So 2 borewells are lying abandoned. So one I have taken, and as per gravity, the water is going from there outside, through that area, nearby area. So we are able to tap through the structure, it percolates and the fresh water enters that bore. It keeps on entering as on the rain keeps coming. The result is that 3 borewells surrounding that got recharged and they require 6 tankers per day, small tankers. 6 tankers per day. Their treatment is with water and black soil, their hospital treatment to the patients. So for 9 to 10 months they did not buy a single tanker. 10 months they are able to avoid. And June, July, because of delay, they have to depend on tankers. Some, 2, 3, 4 like that. But if they could have planned for 10 acres completely, they could have gone like a nifty case only. So they have done for only 2 acres. This is one more. It not only there, it supports the surrounding other neighboring borewells also. It is shared. Next slide. This is a apartment at Gachibowli, around 20,000 SFT area. See there, normally the builders, what they do, all the outlets are just left on the surface. All the water will go out of your gate. Or directly to drainage. Mostly to the drainage they add. So all the fresh water, your bathroom water, your sewage will go all together outside. So there we have to cut all the pipes, almost 80% rooftop we have taken, all feasible pipes. All taken to one point, there we have gone for a new borewell. We have not disturbed the working borewell. The new borewell, we have fed it. And it is completely taking the entire water, giving life to the existing borewell, which they have dug around 800 feet. So it keeps adding life to it. And they have also not gone for a tanker. Here, what their observation is, they have a common utility, power bill, lift, common area, this lighting, and borewell. So after doing this, 31,000 there used to be the common bill, power bill. It has come down to 27,000. So every month they are getting 4 to 5,000 less amount. So they say maybe because of the rise in groundwater level, because the lift is the same and the common power is the same, that lightning is the same. So this is their observation. Maybe it is happening with the lift also. There also the matter of common power bill has come down. But because it's government institute, we are not able to get quick information from them. Next. And this is a 5.5 acres area. There are 540 flats. And such communities are coming around the city in many numbers, huge numbers. And still, even now, they are not planning for a pakka 100% rainwater harvesting, where we can do like this. They are doing just a namesake, for permission sake, that's all. And all the water is pumped into the STP or onto the roads. STP should not be given this water. This is a pure, precious water. We need that water. It has to be given to the ground. You are taking daily from the ground, you can give back again. You can create a balance account. That is not done. That is missing. And 540 flats means, generally in a villages, there used to be around 300, 500 families in a village having 5,000 acres. Now they are living in just 5.5 acres. And they require the same amount of water, all, and more actually. So here, when we have gone there, it is a 5-6 years old, it's at Miapur. And we are able to do around 50% only, 60%, in spite of the serious interest. Because technically it's not feasible. Everything is there, you can't disturb. To a level we can disturb, for the required structures. And we are able to do in the parking area one portion, one rooftop is around 2,000 square meters, minimum. 2,000 square meters. And I think so 12 lakhs is assured on one rooftop. But we can't take it. So we are able to take 50% wherever. Next slide. And the children's parking ground, there are 2 more borewells. So we have done that. Even the children's place also, they are worried, it is reducing. So we have to go for some CC bed on that, and around 90% we have covered it. They can reclaim that. They can play, put the grass on it, they are able to play. And next. Yeah, these are the some, and the rural activities, some CSR support, some water body we have done some renovations. Yeah, fine. Next. So, you can find people, even now they are going for new borewells. If present borewell is not giving good yield, all the flat owners planning in a day, in a week, they are looking for one more new borewell around there, nearest, near the gate, near the entrance or where. But the bore which gave you water earlier for so many years, they are just abandoning that. So having a rooftop and having one more abandoned borehole, we need just to connect with some proper method as it is done. And we can see that entire water will go back to the earth. It will unnecessarily not go and flood the roads or overflow your sewage manholes. And suddenly some unfortunate things are happening throughout city. If you, maybe there are thousands of borewells which are lying abandoned. They are all assets. They are all 50,000 maybe cost 60,000 or 1 lakh. If you can utilize 30 to 40% also city which are available, I think most of the tankers will not just go around. So we can avoid that actually. So this is proven suitable for our Deccan Plateau. And we are doing for 10 years. And wherever we have done, good results we got. They have cut down or it has become zero. They are not depending on the tankers. So So these are the few, we have done around 100 places we have done so far. Some other structures we have done. Yeah, thank you. Any questions?
Let's take one or two clarification questions, and he's going to be around, so you can talk to him outside the room also if you want to. Please.
So in our building, we have an abandoned borewell. We recently constructed what we call inkurguntas. Two inkurguntas so that we could rechannelize all the rain that gets accumulated on the roof into those inkurguntas. But how does a borewell do better than, should we, what should we do? Should we go for this borewell?
If you can combine bore and pit together, then a bore will take vertically the entire water. And one thing, before selecting a bore, a profile of the bore has to be taken. Earlier it has given some water. The principle is that the bore which gave you water or which can give you water, that only can take the water. That which has never given, it cannot take.
Yeah,
And in your case, if you can combine pit and bore, so pit will augment, it will catch all the silt, it will slow down the process, and the water will enter slowly into the borehole. So we can utilize that.
In fact, they are both next to each other, the pit and the bore. We didn't know that we could convert an abandoned.
No, still we can do. We can extend it like Nature Cure, how we have done. Lift we have done around the bore. In Nature Cure, we have done pit separate and small structure around the bore separate. So how the place, site specific it is. We can vary. The situation available there.
Okay, and how expensive is it?
It is very difficult question. Unless the measurements are taken,
Right.
it is.
Contact. Thank you.
Actually, you have discussed the particular building, how it can manage its work. How can we generalize this to a larger area? Like I live in Bandara, you do it for our building. We feel we are already doing enough, but we can do something more. But what about linking of different buildings and making that a community enterprise and making it purposive, making it obligatory? So can that be done through the government agencies?
So for example, can you have a community rainwater harvesting for an entire ward?
Yeah, you are right. The last part of your this is the government has to really take it seriously. And community-wise, some buildings are not feasible. Their water we cannot tap maybe, but the next building can tap it. The next third building can get, and we can have some parks also that are available. We can percolate that water into that area.
This is the crux of the question. The government is an abstract. Government is always, oh, that man who is chief minister, how long he has been there, what has he done, and also. The question is, can a group of buildings in an area get together, make an initiative, approach the municipal commissioner, and the commissioner level, or whatever coordination, there should be a facilitative agency to link up with the house. So we don't have an incentive because they're already saving water or we are getting it in terms of. How do we make this generalize? Give some thought on that.
It's possible. See, already community can come together and they can do it. There are many borewells available now, which are just lying on the pavement, also outside also. We can clean water. We can send it into the ground.
See, there must be some kind of incentive scheme. Telangana is a good state where, at least in theory, the chief minister says.
Sir, incentives are not required. Already JHMC and HMWS, they are collecting some money towards your building registration and giving the tap connection. So that money is enough. If they spend that money, lot of work will be done.
So we need to put this into record and communicate.
Because they are not asking, they are doing their normal regular work.
Websites, magazines.
Last question.
Okay.
No, in old buildings where we used to have open wells, etc., and then we used to go in for a bore, can we convert that well into a harvesting pit, divert all the water through pipelines, see that it is allowed to collect in the open well, and then will that recharge the bore?
Yeah.
But we are not using all metal and sand for purification.
No, not required. Before you enter the water into the well, that small baby well or open well.
It used to be big well before.
Yeah.
30, 40
So first thing that the wind dust which is on the top of the building, the silt has to be silt trap. Provide some silt trap, fresh water enter, and regularly you remove that
silt.
the deposit on the ground. That is enough. It will percolate. No need all the metal, all the things. So different structures.
Thank you, Subhash Reddy. If anyone wants to speak to him further, please do get in touch with him. Sir, did you give your phone number and email address?
No, it's there on that.
Okay.
SaveRainwater@gmail.com.
SaveRainwater@gmail.com. If you have any further questions, please do get in touch with him.